Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Personnel Committee meeting. And I'm going to turn this over 1.1 over to Mr. McLemore.
Thank you, Madam President. So item 1.1 is resolution to appoint house principal at Newburgh Free Academy. So we have some interviews that are coming up, that are taking place, and we may or may not have a candidate.
And this is the North Campus.
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Green, do you have any questions?
No.
How about you, Mr. Howard? Are you going to come up and sit with us?
Can I?
Sure. Please.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on.
Thank you, Madam President. Item 1.2 is resolution to amend the appointment for the Director of Athletics. So this is to move the date up of that. I don't know.
From when to?
Earlier start date.
Okay, good. That's good. Mr. Howard, do you have a question on this one?
No, Madam President.
How about you, Ms. Green? Thank you. And I hope you usually say you'll let me know if you have a question.
Okay.
Thank you. Go ahead, Mr. McLemore, 1.3.
Thank you, Madam President. Item 1.3 is you'll see there are some coaching appointments, and we have another posting that will be ending shortly, so there might be some additional coaching appointments.
Thank you. Questions?
No, Madam.
No, thank you. Let's move on for parent university team appointments.
Thank you, Madam President. So item 1.4 is to approve the appointments for parent university team. And Dr. Freeman Mack is here to speak to that if any questions.
So for the March offering for Parent University, it's focusing on guidance from the level of support for families, who the students go to. We're also focusing on with Mr. Brancato, how to register for courses, the course selection offerings that we're offering this year, that new process. Families will also be able to engage with information about our CDOS and Pathways program, our barbershop programs, all of our CTE course offerings, from automotive to cosmetology to the barbershop to our cooking classes. We're having also students participate and facilitate and explain their involvement and what they've gained from being involved in all of these other programs. But basically for this parent university, we really want to give the community an understanding of all the greatness that are in our buildings and the supports we have for students.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
She had it.
Okay, go ahead first.
Madam, directed towards, Dr. Freeman. This is for all parents and have students in Newburgh schools, whether it's from elementary up to high school, is available for all parents.
Yes, ma'am. We are advertising our university offerings to our website. We also send them out to each building. We also inform the principals. So everyone is aware of what it is that we are doing. And they are offered for all parents, regardless of what grade your child is in. We also have what we call a tech hub there, where if parents need assistance manipulating our website or registering on the parent portal, for every parent university, we offer that. We also offer childcare for any parent who's attending a session.
That was my next question.
So that they can have childcare for that time. In March, what's really unique is we're creating a really cool opportunity, we hope to, with the drama teacher in Black Box, where they're gonna kind of walk them through like some fun stuff with the play. And then we also have a face space where families can get information from our family and community engagement area, and also our homeless liaison, Ms. Corey Rogers as well.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Howard.
Thank you, Madam President. I really appreciate everything you just said and the length that you're going to make sure that this information is out. What are we doing extra to ensure that all parents have information in regards to this, understanding the importance of what this information is? And I guess we can start with a question: what is the normal participation, and what is the expected participation? Because this information is something I feel all parents should have information for or be aware of. And I hate being asked after the fact, well, how come I didn't know about that? Or,
Thank you.
when did that happen, type of thing?
So our first Parent University was in January. This is a new initiative by Dr. Campbell. So this year is our first year that we're rolling it out. So with our first Parent University in January, our focus was on region support and resources. We had about 47 parents that attended. This will be our second, actually the March one will be our third one. Our second Parent University is in February. That focuses on supporting students in grades 3 through 8 for the New York State assessments, giving resources for parents for ELA and math for those students that are taking that. That will take place at the Meadow Hill campus. So we've advertised also in all of the principal newsletters. We also send out a blast to the community via our communications department. So this will be our third offering for Parent University in March. We also have one in April that is focusing on special ed support. And then there'll be one in May where we're doing for wellness. So each offering is different and we are communicating it as much as we can and as best as we can. Also, Dr. Vito does reach out to our English language learners as well. And every single flyer, everything we put out is translated in English and Spanish. So we are looking and hoping that we are reaching all of our areas.
A follow-up.
Go ahead.
So this is excellent information. That number scares me. I mean, about 40, knowing the amount of students that we have in the school district. So are we doing anything to think outside the box, better ways, i.e. churches, i.e. The armory, i.e. places where parents are to let them know that this is available to them?
Can I speak to that?
Hi,
I go
Ms.
to, hi, how are you? I go to the armory and I hand out flyers there. I just recently went to the Newburgh Ministerial Fellowship and I not only spoke about the University Parent Portal, I spoke about pre-K. In addition, we have been putting some information into the book buckets, which is the superintendent's literacy initiative.
Okay.
So that when families are fishing through the book buckets, they're finding information about pre-K, they're finding information about FACE. We also leave flyers and laundromats and other places that will allow us to do that. I formed a partnership with the General Housing Authority, I forgot his name, Lawrence.
Mr. Jackson.
Mr. Jackson, Lawrence Jackson. And so we give flyers to him for him to hand out to these tenants down in the mall. So we try to kind of think outside of the box in terms of getting information. But I agree with Dr. Manning, Dr. Freeman Mack. We're just restarting this again right after COVID. And I believe that we're going to gain traction around this as parents continue to speak to one another, because we do ask the parents to share that information with, family and friends.
One last thing, Madam President.
Sure.
I'm glad you said that, COVID. So one thing that we all learned out of COVID, we went virtual.
Okay.
Is there any way that this can be virtual also, so people who can't get out physically or can't come, don't want to come out? Because a lot of people still don't want to come out for whatever reason. Is there any way to allow this to be virtual also?
So at this current time, with each session, there are 30-minute sessions that rotate so that a family has the opportunity, if they have a student in grade 4 for ELA and they want to get information about that, they can then go to a different room if they have another student in grade 8. So we've set it up so that there's 3 offerings of the same information. We really want to get our parents out in our buildings. We want to show our greatness that's in Newburgh. Like, that's the whole point and the goal that Dr. Campbell has set, and that's what we want to support. In terms of like streaming each room and doing that, I think that would be quite costly. And I do think that it's just more important for our parents to be out in our buildings.
My question, and I know this was Ms. Green's question before, but you kind of answered it. It's about childcare. And is childcare like a big thing on the flyers that child gets provided? Because that's kind of really important. The other thing is maybe Cassie can come and photo different things and then put it on the website so that for the next one, this is what happened now, look, it's gonna happen again, and like advertise in advance on the website or on Facebook and all those things that She does so well, because I think this is gonna be really exciting for parents. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else have another question? Bill?
No, thank you.
Items 1.5 and 1.6, you have to do in, exec,
Yes, Madam President.
and 1.7 is
Yes.
okay,
And 1.7.
and 1.7, okay.
Yes.
And resolution 1.8,
Yes, so thank you, Madam President, for allowing this to be on the personnel agenda. This is a field trip and, Dr. Kate Farrell is going to speak to that.
I apologize, I didn't see what.
Oh, go up. Come on.
Yeah, go up.
Sure. He's over. It's ROTC.
Oh, thank you, ROTC. This is a national, my apologies. They have secured, almost all the funding. They are holding a spaghetti dinner for the last pieces. If anyone is interested, please let me know. I'll make sure you get tickets. They're $10 each. This is quite a significant honor for our students. They're going to Ohio. They're taking the bus. They're traveling as a group. I'm extremely proud of them, and I know you are too. Thank you.
So the 40 students on this, about how many kids are in ROTC?
There are approximately 60 on a
That's not
rolling
bad.
basis. And we are constantly recruiting and building. And we hosted Special Olympics for the state regionals this morning, and ROTC did Pledge of Allegiance and flag presentation.
Yes, Mr. Howard.
Great, this is great. The only thing on it that not bothers me, but I look at it, blares out. So 40 students with 2 teachers?
They are ROTC and they are military staff members accompanying them. And I'm very comfortable that they will be well-behaved and well-chaperoned.
Okay,
Because they will lose their ability to participate in ROTC, which
Okay.
means they lose their eligibility for college funding.
okay. Awesome.
Ms. Green?
No, they going with 2 military people. I'm good. Yeah, they're good.
Thank you. How about 1.9, Mr. McLemore?
Thank you, Madam President. So, this resolution is, to approve appointments for her time to play, mentorship program, and Dr. Freeman is here too. Or Corey Rogers, I'm sorry.
Hi, welcome.
For having me today. Her Time to Play is a mentorship program in collaboration with Mount St. Mary College and the WNBA. We will be working with ages 7 to 10. I've been working with Sylvia from, there you go.
Hello.
Our director, I have some information here about the program. It comes with a workbook. Students are going to be learning about important things like self-confidence, values such as, teamwork, positive body image. The print shop printed up copies of the workbook. We want to take a peek at that as well. We currently have 50 students that are McKinney-Bento between the ages of 7 to 10, and this program is focused on girls. And the Title IX initiative, about girls in sports. So this is something to really highlight that. So we are excited about it. The Mount St. Mary College women's basketball team, the Mount Knights, they are going to be the mentors for our students, and they're really eager and excited to grow this. They also have a program for ages 11 to 14, but we're starting at 7 to 10 based upon the recommendation of Mr. Harrison before he left. Harrison, he said that due to COVID, the students in that age group really have missed out on the opportunity to learn more about the extracurricular activities and sports, and he feels like this would be a great way to introduce them to the sports program in our district.
Yes, Ms. Green.
Thank you, Madam President. Is this focusing on sports and no academics?
So this is about more about social and emotional learning and sports activity. Yeah,
Okay, so academics is not part of it now?
Correct.
Okay,
Mr.
But-
Howard?
Yeah, so what's the funding source for this?
McKinney
We
Vento.
are homeless. Our
McKinney
homeless
Vento.
funds.
It isn't funding.
Yes,
And this is available to who?
to McKinney Vento scholars between the ages of 7 to 10, girls between the ages of 7 to 10.
Okay, and that next age group you spoke of was
11 to 14,
How many kids do we have in that age group?
and that age group, yeah. I don't actually have that number with me today.
Okay, I'm just curious.
Right.
Because I would like to know if there's any way that, if we can afford that funding for that group, because this is a beautiful
Yeah.
program.
Mhm.
And when the older kids see what the younger kids are doing,
Right.
this can be something that can be magnetized
That is
for
our
the
hope.
next age group. And if we can afford it, I would love to see if we can include them.
Yeah, that is our hope, that we would be able to do that. Now, the capacity for the athletic department at Mount St. Mary College, we're trying to keep that in mind as well. But they are definitely looking to grow this and to work with both age groups as the funding becomes available. So that'd be great.
So I'm gonna have a question for you.
Okay, go ahead.
This is a beautiful, beautiful thing. I mean, you know, it really is nice. The pictures are nice, the words are nice, it's really well done. Has the print shop, has the quality of the work from the print shop been this standard?
This is what
This
they
is from the
made,
print
this is
shop.
from the print shop.
Wow.
They made this for me.
We
Yes.
need to talk it
Yes.
through the construction then,
Yes.
because if this, is
Mhm.
look at the work from the print shop.
Yeah, the print shop
And remember
created
the
that. They
conversation
made
we
that
just
for me.
had.
Yeah.
I mean, this is beautiful.
Do they have them in Spanish as well?
We do not have them in Spanish. Yeah, so that would be, something to work.
Ms. Green,
Yes, for the girls that are selected, because I'm always worried about academics, if a girl is not doing well in academics, are they still allowed to participate
Yes,
in this
they are.
program?
Yes, they are, and it's also to help support that. So we'll have, college students there, we have teachers, we're gonna have teachers there involved, and it also helps to bring to light if they're having some issues in those areas, to get them to come out of their shell. A lot of our families that are, our students that are living in shelters and hotels and things like that, most often they do have those problems.
Mhm.
But by increasing their self-esteem and ability to speak up, it'll help us to see the areas that they need support in.
And
provide
then
that
once you
support.
see that they need areas, support in certain academic areas, you will have the resources to help
Yeah.
them get that help?
Yeah. Yes, we do.
Okay, all right, thank you.
thank you. Go ahead.
So everything you nailed,
Yeah.
what you just said.
Yeah.
In response to her question.
Mhm.
That's why it's so important that, can we please look into what that cost would be and how many we have for that next level and not let this just drag.
We want to do it, we want to do it again, just so you know, we definitely want to
But
be
we
able
also have to
to.
look at our partners and make sure they can
Sure.
hold the
Well, that's why I
capacity.
wanted to know what
and
that
not
number was.
overwhelming.
That's why I wanted to know what that number
Right.
was. If it's not a workable number, then we can't do it.
Mhm.
But to look, and how many did you say was in the group that you're talking about?
We currently have 50, and we're going to invite those 50 students to participate. We're going to have an informational meeting with the parents to see who's interested. We will be providing transportation and gear and other items to help support.
So
the
hypothetically thinking-
Fifty is a great number
No, no,
to start
you're right.
with.
Well, hypothetically thinking, let's say you don't get all 50. Let's say out of that 50, you only maybe 25.
Well, that
30.
is probably where we're going to land, in that 20 to 25 range right now, with the hopes of growing. And so working with our partners and building that capacity in that area to
Okay,
get that support. So this is
I get it. And I'm not trying to beat you up on
That's
it. I'm just saying. it's such a
no, I
great program.
appreciate the
And I think
enthusiasm. Yeah.
Girls 11, 14, that's a
Yeah.
critical age.
So
group.
my last thing is, please advertise this, put it on the website,
Mhm.
shout it out, because this is gonna be a great thing for young
Yeah.
girls.
Yeah. So we are looking to grow this. For sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we have no more on the agenda for open session, so we're gonna go into executive session, so I'm gonna wave bye-bye to some